Have you ever had your child throw a tantrum? Has your child ever felt guilty, or sad, or frustrated, or 100 other emotions that flood through their little bodies every day? Well, my kids and grandchildren have, and I notice their frustration when their feelings overwhelm them and they just don't know what's going on or how to manage them. When I was teaching in different countries and in my travels around the world, I've seen kids from different places and cultures and languages just getting on with their day, playing and eating and getting from place to place and experiencing strong emotions as they go about their lives. It's all part of being human. I notice that these kids can get overwhelmed and don't know what's happening to them when these emotions hit, and they can become frustrated and confused. So can their parents and teachers and whoever's with them when one of these emotional storms hit. I discussed my ideas with some teachers and school counsellors to see if there was anything in the book market that they could use to teach children how to identify what emotion they're feeling and name it. Also, after they'd given it a name, what they can do to make themselves feel better again. While there are some books that teach the how-to, there are none that we found that did it in the same way that mine do. That is, through a simple story of everyday life young children live. So I decided to write a series of stories where my little character Cully, who's about 5 years old, experiences everyday things, just as my kids and millions of others around the world do every day, but looking at the emotions that go with these experiences. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kay Ackerman, author, mother and grandmother, and I was a teacher for around 40 years. I had a lot of experience with a lot of children and in several different countries, but I've seen for myself the similarities between them all when it comes to emotions. My first book, Cully and the Rainbow Bird, introduces my little character Cully, who's visiting his grandmother. While he is there, something happens that causes his emotions to quickly move from happy to guilt and shame. The story shows how they work through these negative feelings until they're both happy again. There are discussion questions at the end of the book to help guide whoever's educating the child through the story, or one they can relate to from their own lives where a similar thing happened to them. The books are designed to kick off a discussion between the educator and child so they can identify and name each emotion as it comes up in the story, find other words to help describe the same feeling. Then they can follow Cully as he finds his way to make the nasty feelings go away and maybe do the same thing for themselves in their own lives. These skills will teach kids ways to deal with their emotions that can set them up for being aware of them throughout the rest of their lives.